Welcome to Fear Lane, the channel where the shadows whisper and every story is a step into the unknown. Before we begin, make sure you're settled in. Turn down the lights, put on your headphones, and remember, what you're about to hear is best experienced in the dark. If you're new to these parts, consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon so you never miss a journey into the terror that awaits. And now, it's time to walk the lane. Tonight's tale is about the lies we tell ourselves to feel safe. We trust the walls of our homes, the silence of the night, and the simple, mundane technology we invite into our most vulnerable moments. But what happens when that trust is broken? When the very thing designed to give you peace becomes a doorway for something else? This is the story of Leo and the thing that lived in his white noise machine. He called the machine Walter, a silly name for an inanimate object, but it felt right. Walter was his guardian against the dark, and the Leo was an insomniac. For years, the silence of the night was a canvas for his anxieties to paint their worst nightmares. A doctor suggested a white noise machine, a small plastic dome that could fill the void with the soothing sounds of rain, ocean waves, or babbling brooks. It was a miracle. For the first time in a decade, Leo slept through the night. But about a month ago, Walter started to glitch. It began subtly. Leo would wake up, sure he'd heard the rain track stutter, just for a fraction of a second, into a burst of harsh digital static. He'd lie there in the dark, heart thumping, listening. But Walter would just purr away, the perfect simulation of a gentle storm. Then the whispers started. It was never clear, just a hiss of syllables tucked inside the sound of falling water. Leo would sit bolt upright, straining his ears. Nothing. He convinced himself it was audio pareidolia, his brain finding patterns in random noise, like seeing faces in wood grain. But one night, he couldn't deny it. He was half asleep when the rain cut out completely. In the dead silence of his apartment, a crisp, clear voice from the machine said, "He's listening." Leo gasped, scrambling back against his headboard. He fumbled for the lamp, his hands shaking. The room was empty. Walter sat on his nightstand, its little green power light glowing innocently. He unplugged it. The room fell into a thick, heavy silence. He didn't sleep the rest of the night. The next day, he felt foolish. A malfunction, that's all. A short circuit in an old piece of electronics. He decided to test it. He plugged Walter back in the middle of the living room in the bright light of day. The rain track started up, normal as ever. He left it running while he made coffee, his ears tuned for any anomaly. Nothing. Relieved, he went about his day. That evening, he decided to try a different sound. Maybe the rain file was corrupted. He scrolled through the options. Ocean, brook, summer night. He settled on summer night. A loop of crickets and a gentle breeze. It was fine for a few hours. He watched TV, read a book, almost forgetting his fear. It was around 11 p.m., while he was brushing his teeth, that he heard it. The cricket chirps began to slow down, deepening in pitch, warping into something that sounded less like insects and more like popping joints. Leo spat out his toothpaste and stared into the mirror, his reflection pale. The sound from the living room stopped. The silence was worse. Then a new sound started, a soft, wet dragging sound, like something heavy being pulled across the carpet. His blood ran cold. He was alone in the apartment. He knew he was. He crept to the bathroom door, peering down the dark hallway towards the living room. The dragging sound stopped, and then the summer night track resumed, perfectly normal. He slept on the couch that night, the main lights on, Walter unplugged and wrapped in a towel in the closet. For a week, he used earplugs. He was exhausted, a zombie at work, but too terrified to plug the machine back in. Finally, his rational mind staged a coup. This was ridiculous. He was being haunted by a piece of plastic from a discount store. He would prove it to himself. He would record it. He set up his old laptop on the coffee table, its webcam pointed at Walter, who was sitting alone on the floor, plugged into an extension cord. He started the recording, turned off the lights, and went to sit in his armchair, waiting. An hour passed. Nothing. 2 hours. His eyes grew heavy. The gentle, fake rain was, despite everything, still soothing. His head nodded. He was jolted awake by a new sound. The rain had stopped. The machine was emitting a low, quiet hum. Not a sound from its library. A raw, electronic hum. And in the center of that hum, a voice he recognized. His own. It was playing his own gasp back at him. The one he'd made the night he first heard the voice. Leo stared, paralyzed, at the little plastic dome on the floor. The green power light flickered. And then, the machine spoke again, but this time in a flat, synthetic voice that was not his own. "Let me out," Leo cried out and fumbled for the lamp. He turned it on, his heart hammering against his ribs. The machine was silent. The power light was off. He'd yanked the extension cord from the wall without realizing it. He grabbed the machine, intent on smashing it, but stopped. The plastic was ice cold, colder than the room had any right to be. And for a moment, he thought he saw a shape, a shadowy, man-shaped distortion, in the air where the machine had been sitting. It was gone in a blink. That was it. He took Walter, drove to the other side of town, and threw it into a dumpster behind a grocery store. He felt a wave of immense relief. It was over. He went home, slept for 12 hours straight, and for the first time in weeks, felt peace. 2 nights later, he was watching a movie when he heard a faint sound from his bedroom. A sound he knew all too well. The soft, digital chirp of a white noise machine powering on. No, it wasn't possible. He'd thrown it away. He walked to his bedroom door, his legs feeling like lead. The door was slightly ajar. From the crack, he could see the familiar green glow of a power light, painting a thin emerald line on the hallway floor. It was back. It was in his room. Trembling, he pushed the door open. Walter was on his nightstand, right where it always used to be. The rain track was playing, but it was different now. The sound was hollow, distant, like rain falling on a metal roof far away. And sitting on the edge of his bed, with its back to him, was a figure. It was a man, or the shape of one, composed of a darkness so deep it seemed to drink the light from the room. Its outline flickered like a bat signal. Leo could see the pattern of his own bed sheets right through it. The figure slowly began to turn its head. Leo didn't wait to see its face. He spun around to run, to get out of the apartment, to scream for help. And he froze. Standing directly in front of him, blocking the doorway, was the man. Its face was a blank canvas of shifting static, but in the chaos, 2 solid black eyes stared out, pinning him in place. The air grew frigid, and the hollow rain from the machine swelled, filling his ears, drowning out his own ragged breath. The static man took a slow, glitching step forward. "I'm out," the thing whispered, its voice the sound of 100 broken radios. And so, the static settles once more. But I have to ask you, the next time your own electronics flicker, or you hear a whisper from a silent room, what will you tell yourself? If this story sent a chill down your spine, then you're in the right lane.